Hey there, and welcome to the Mojo Dialer demonstration video. In this video, I'm going to cover what Mojo is, what it does, and hopefully answer any questions you might have. So who uses Mojo? While it's true we focus on the real estate industry with a robust real estate feature set, data offerings, and integrations, any and all sales agents who use the phone to prospect will benefit from the Mojo Dialer. In addition to real estate, we also serve the insurance, marketing, mortgage, and finance industries, among many others. So what do you need to use Mojo? Well, that's simple. You need a computer, an internet connection, and a reliable phone source, such as a landline, a residential or business class VoIP phone, or even a cell phone. Mojo's browser-based, which means there's nothing to install, and it's optimized for Google Chrome, Safari, and Mozilla Firefox internet browsers. Okay, so let's begin. First, I'll give you an overview of the layout and features, and then I'll import some demo data for a mock dialing session. Here we go. The first thing you'll notice about Mojo is how clean it looks. We wanted to make Mojo as simple as possible, and that includes navigating through the platform. You'll notice here at the top we have 6 buttons, and each one of these buttons will take you to the corresponding area inside of the platform. Now right now we're on the home page, and on the home page we give you the today's activities overview. Whether they're your activities or an agent on the system, anything due today such as an appointment, call, or task will all show here in this grid. And you can double click on each one of these and it will pop up the contact form associated with that record. Now the next place we're going to go is over to the data and dialer area. The data and dialer area is kind of the central nervous system of the Mojo platform. This is where all of your data management takes place. It's where you import records, it's where you search for people, it's where you export, delete, all that stuff you normally do in your lead manager happens here in the data and dialer area. It's also where we initiate call sessions from, which I'll show you here in a moment. The next place we're going to go is the activities area. The activities area is your follow-up planner. This is where anybody that you've set an appointment for inside of Mojo, a follow-up call or a recurring follow-up call or a task, all those people end up here. And the way you navigate through this page is very simple. You can choose all your activities or just a subset of the activities you want to look at. You can give it a custom time frame or choose from one of our easy options such as today, past, or future. And you can also search people that you have a future activity set up for. You can double click on a record and it will show you that contact form so you can take action on it. You can edit, complete, and delete activities from this area. And you can also perform follow-up calls using the dialer from here by simply choosing the follow-up calls activity type and then clicking on the red dialer button. The next stop in our journey is going to be the reports area. And in the reports area, we have a host of different reports targeting the various metrics you're going to want to check up on while you're prospecting with a Mojo Dialer, whether it's you as a sole agent or anybody on the account as a sub-agent. The next stop is the lead store. The lead store has multiple data products geared towards a real estate professional. From just listed, just sold data where you can plot out an area on a map and pull that data down into Mojo, to real-time and aged for sale by owner leads, to a reverse lookup product where you can append data that already exists inside of Mojo that's either missing contact information or has incorrect contact information. And finally, we have our expired data product, which gives you a daily source of off-market property leads, such as expireds, withdrawals, and cancels. None of these lead services have a setup fee, none of them have any long-term commitment, and best of all, they're married to the Mojo platform, therefore there's no requirement on the user to do any type of data entry or manual file imports. They just automatically post into your database. The next stop is the settings area. The settings area is where you can change the look and feel of Mojo and also the behavior of the power dialer. You can change colors, you can choose from a variety of different contact form layouts that best suit your style. You can change your data columns. There's all kinds of things you can do inside of the settings area. It's a very powerful tool. You can also connect Mojo to several different platforms through our one-to-one integrations, such as MailChimp, Follow Up Boss, Microsoft Exchange, Top Producer, Constant Contact, and as well as connect Mojo to over 500 other apps, including Happy Grasshopper, BombBomb, Salesforce, and Fusionsoft, using our new Zapier integration. So you can push and pull data from Mojo to whatever platform you also use in real time using Zapier with this integration. You can set up lead sheets. Lead sheets are a powerful way for you to collect information when you're on the phone with somebody, to either email it to another agent or print it off to take it with you on an appointment. And Mojo by default comes with 3 of them targeting the real estate industry: an expired property lead sheet, a FSBO property lead sheet, and a pre-qual. We also have calling scripts. All kinds of calling scripts come in to Mojo that have been contributed by other top producing agents that use Mojo. So you can write your own scripts inside of Mojo, or you can use one from the library here. You can set up your email for drip email, for auto send based on last call result email, for click to send email. There's all kinds of things you can use the email templates for. And last but not least, you can come down to the appearance area again and change your contact screen layout, change the color, and make a few other appearance modifications. So before we get into the actual dialing demonstration, I want to show you one more thing, and that's our support area. Inside of the support area, we have a Getting Started section, which comes with a library of Getting Started how-to videos. We have our main video library, which includes all of the video content to help you be more productive using the Mojo dialing system. We have a knowledge library with all of our articles on how to do things if you prefer to read. You have the ability to submit a ticket, submit an idea, and also we have a library of quick tip videos that we record to help you make the most out of all the functionality the Mojo Dialer has to offer. So with that said, let's head back over to the data and dialer area and start our dialing session. Okay, before we begin, we're going to import some demonstration data for us to call on. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is head down here to the import file and choose the file on my computer that I want to import. Once I've done that, I'm going to click on Next Step and follow the instructions on the screen, and then map out my columns where they belong. All right, let's wrap up the most important one here, which is phone number. Okay, that's done, so I'm going to click Next. Now I'm going to create a new calling list for it to go into. Save the name, click Next. Last but not least, I'm going to take a look at the statistics on this. Looks like all 50 are going to go in the list. Looks like all my mapping is correct. Fantastic. All that's left to do is click on Finish Import. All right, and here we have it. I have a brand new list that I can dial on. Now, let's talk a little bit about the Mojo Dialer, the back end of it. Why is it so popular? Why do so many people use it and make all kinds of videos and blog posts and spread the word about it? Here's why. With Mojo, you can power dial with 1, 2, or 3 lines at up to 300 calls per hour over our industry-exclusive copper-based architecture, which gives you a huge edge over your competition. You will have first hello answers and superior call quality without the headaches and quality issues that plague the VoIP-based systems that are on the market. For today's calls, I'm actually going to log into the system with my cell phone, so let's begin the process. I've selected the list that I want to call, and I'm going to go ahead and click on the Power Dialer button. Once I do that, it pops up what we call the Call Wizard, and I'm going to quickly set up this call session right now. My 2 options: I have call this list from where I last left off, starting with the new leads first, popular for expired and off-market data, and I have call this list from top to bottom regardless of where I last left off in order from newest to oldest. I've also got a bunch of additional filters, and this is the power that we give our customers, because this isn't cookie cutter. We have people who prospect occasionally, and then we have customers that are hardcore prospectors, and we found over the years they need these type of filters to really meet their needs. And I don't need any of those filters today, simply because I'm just calling a demonstration list. It's brand new. I don't have multiple attempts on it and whatnot. So this is going to be simple. I'm just going to call this list from where I last left off, which is going to start me at the top. I can choose to auto send email based on the last result. So depending on the last result, Mojo can automatically send an email out if there's an email address associated with a contact. I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to set up my caller ID. The voicemail message I'm going to drop, I'm not going to use any of those. I'm actually going to demonstrate the single line dialer first. So I'm going to choose one line. I'm going to let it ring 4 times. I'm not going to use a calling script. I'm not going to use a lead sheet. All right, that's pretty much the basis of how I'm going to move forward with this calling session. Now that I've made all my selections, all I have to do is click on Start Dialing. It then pops up a dial list preview just so that I can do a double check to make sure that the data looks correct. I hit Start Dialing, and now it's going to connect my browser that I'm using, my internet browser, to our telecom facility. Once it's done that, it identifies me and it gives me a phone number to dial into with a PIN number to enter. So I'll use my cell phone and I'll dial into that number now.
Using your touchtone phone.
It asks me for my PIN, so I enter my PIN. And now I'm authenticating.
You are now logged into the Mojo
And now
dialer.
it's letting me know I'm logged into the Mojo dialer. So now all that's left to do is press the big green start button in front of me. Well, before I do that, let's talk about the dialing bar. So up here we have the active lines that are dialing. We have the call statistics for this dialing session. And then on the right-hand side, probably the most important things we have are the last call result buttons. Now, whenever I get off the phone with somebody, whenever I end a call, I don't hang up my phone. What I do is I press a last call result button, which identifies to the database how that call ended. And that'll determine what happens with that lead. So we have contact, no contact, next number, no contact, next record, bad number, left message, DNC contact, DNC number. Beneath that, we have our quick callback and redial options that come in very handy when someone says, call me back in 5 minutes. We have the ability to call that person back in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, and it's all done automated inside the dialer. We have pause, we have hang up, and we have stop. So I'm going to go ahead now and lead into the dialing session by pressing the start button. The first thing you'll see is that line light up, and boom, we got our first connection. First hello, crystal clear call quality. Let me go ahead and mute this, it's annoying me. And we're looking at one of the contact forms that we have available inside of Mojo. Again, we have 4 of them, and you can choose and play with the ones that you like based on your needs. We have the ability to set appointments, tasks, follow-up calls, print a hot sheet, export the lead. We can assign this person to a group. We can edit the contact information. We have miscellaneous fields, which is very handy for realtors as it posts in the MLS information on the record. Now, this isn't a property I'm calling, so those are all blank. We can add phone numbers, add email addresses. We can type notes. We can look at the street view on the property. This isn't a real property, so that's not going to go to a street view, but we can do that. We can look at previous activities completed on this record, future activities that are due on the record. We can look at what's happened on the record, any call recordings, email history, or calling activity. We can add family members. We can add attachments to the record. So there's all kinds of things you can do with a record. But let's just say I'm done, I've wrapped up this call. I'm going to go ahead and press contact because I made contact with this person. My phone stays connected. I just simply click contact, let the dialer do the heavy lifting. It dials the next person. They connect right away. Fantastic. Again, the same layout because I haven't changed my layout in the settings area. Everything looks the same. This time I'm going to go ahead and press no contact, next record. Now, the reason why there's a no contact, next number, next record is because some of your records that you call are going to have more than one phone number. And we have something called Call Hammer. We came up with it years ago. And you can decide to either move on and dial the next phone number for the record or to ditch the whole record and dial the next person in your list. That's up to you. All right, so got another live answer here. I'm going to go ahead and press left message. Now with Mojo, you have the ability to drop pre-recorded messages or leave them manually. You just wait for the beep. Once the beep happens, you can press the button. It's called drop message when you've selected a voicemail message to drop in the beginning of your session setup, and it would leave that in the background while moving on to dial the next record. Here we go, I have another live connection. And one thing I want to point out about our single line power dialer that really separates it from the majority of the competition. Our system, even though it's a single line dialer, if that's how you choose to use it, is still fully automated. We still bypass disconnects, we still bypass busy signals, we still automate 90% of the call results. Unlike our competitors, which require you to give input each and every call, even for things like no answer, the Mojo system doesn't do that. It's faster. If you're the kind of prospector that likes to get up and walk around while you're making your phone calls, things like that, Mojo's a single line dialer for you. I'm going to go ahead and click contact on this one. You can see here I'm methodically dialing through my list of people, making contact, applying notes, editing the contacts. I'm putting them into groups, taking action on them, filling out my lead sheets, setting appointments. You get the idea. I'm going to go ahead and hit the pause button now and apply a last call result. And that's going to pause my dialing session. And I'm actually going to hop out altogether. I'm going to click stop dialing down here. And now what I'm going to do is demonstrate the triple line dialer. So again, I have that same list selected. I'm going to click power dialer. And this time I'm going to say call this list from top to bottom, regardless of where I left off, because a triple line dialer cruises right along and there's only 50 people on this list. So I want to make sure I have a few rounds to go through. Number of lines dialing, I'm going to choose 3. Choose my callback message. Leave everything else alone. Hit start dialing. It lets me know that I already had a previous session. Do I want to restart it for sure? I say yes. It gives me my preview. All 50 are there like I anticipated. I hit start dialing, and now it's going to connect me to the dialer again and give me a new server to dial into. And again, it's going to ask me for my PIN. I'm dialing in with my cell phone. And now we go into hardcore prospecting mode. I'm dialing out at a rate of up to 300 calls an hour. I get my first connection, first hello, crystal clear. I'm going to hit contact. Get my next contact. Having a conversation with them, filling out notes, doing what I do as a salesperson. I'm going to go ahead and click contact. Dialing 3 more. I get line 1's on the phone, talking to this person, doing what I do. Now I go ahead and click contact. Calling back someone that I wasn't available to speak with. Get them on the phone. Have a conversation. Hit contact. Dialing a new fresh round. You'll notice with our triple line dialer, it dials 3 and then it stops. It doesn't continue dialing leads once that round has started. Meaning, if I get a call on line 1, the system doesn't continually work through my list while I'm talking to that person on line 1. The lines go free and it stops. So now I'm going to hit pause and hit contact. So that's going to go ahead and wrap up the dialing sessions. I showed you both the single line and the triple line dialer in action. If you have any questions, naturally, you can always give our staff a call. We'll answer those questions for you. For now, I'm going to go ahead and press the stop button. And that concludes the dialing demonstration. There's a lot of systems on the market that can help you get to where you need to go with prospecting. But there's only one system that does it with crystal clear quality, first hello pickups, and no drop calls, and that's the Mojo system. We're the most efficient platform on the market. We have the most integrations of anyone else in the market, and we have the best support in the industry. That's going to wrap up the Mojo Dialer demonstration video. If you have any questions, naturally, give us a call.